Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today's episode deals with media choices in advertising. Media choices depend upon a host of factors, including objectives, timing, and content of ad copies and ad programs. In this episode, we shall be covering the following topics. 1. Advertising media. 2. Types of media. 3. Print media, which includes newspaper and magazines, pamphlets, poster and brochures. Number 4. Electronic media, which includes the radio, television, audiovisuals and the internet. Number 5. Other media, which includes the outdoor media, direct mail, etc. Number 6. Their characteristic merits and limitations. I am Amrita Ghosh Kumar and the expert for today's program is Miss Adiba Bari, a management professional with specialization in marketing and international business. So let us start today's session with understanding the importance of advertising media. Advertising is a method of mass promotion through which a single message reaches a large number of people. It is a non-personal form of promotion delivered through various media outlets. The means used to communicate the message of an advertisement are known as the medium of advertising. In other words, medium is the vehicle or carrier of advertising message to the target audience. The main purpose of advertising media is to bring products and services to the notice of potential customers. Advertising plays a very important role in today's age of competition. Advertising has become a necessity for everybody in today's day-to-day life, be it the producer, the traders or the customer. Different types of media are used for advertising purpose. They, however, differ with regard to the target audience, the geographical coverage, cost involved, and so on. On the basis of these distinguished features, media may be divided into the following broad categories. 1. Print, which is the newspaper, magazines, pamphlets, posters and brochures. Number 2. Electronic, which includes the radio, television, audiovisual and the internet. Number 3. Other media, which includes the outdoor media, the direct mail and so on. Let us discuss the characteristic features of each of these media and their suitability for different purposes. Print medium comprises of newspapers and magazines, pamphlets, posters and brochures. Periodicity of publication is the main difference between newspapers and magazines. Newspapers are published daily, whereas magazines are published periodically, that is weekly, fortnightly or monthly. In both cases, however, the message is conveyed through words in print along with pictures. In print, words can be made attractive, appealing and informative. Moreover, the accompanying picture adds even more depth to it. But newspapers and magazines have certain distinct features of their own which are discussed here. Newspapers are published in different languages and are widely and regularly read by educated people. 3 main points to be considered while deciding upon a newspaper in which to advertise are distribution, size and the audience. The circulation of some of the national newspapers in India run into several millions. Newspapers published in regional languages also have a wide circulation. Thus, as a medium of advertising, newspapers reach a very large number of people. Moreover, newspaper advertising is relatively cheaper than other media like advertising on the radio and television. The space to be used is flexible and can be decided according to the need and the cost involved. Newspapers provide the facility of repeating the message every day if required. Besides, in case of urgency, there is scope for inserting an advertisement without much loss of time. Lastly, it is possible to select a particular newspaper suitable for the target audience. A newspaper which has a nationwide circulation can be selected in case national coverage is required. For regional coverage, a newspaper published in that regional language can be considered. Magazines are also called periodicals, as they are published at periodical intervals, namely weekly, fortnightly, monthly, and so on. Different types of magazines are published for different categories of readers. For example, there are popular general magazines containing general articles, news and stories like India Today and Illustrated Weekly. Business magazines like Business India, sports magazines like Sports Week, and women's magazines like the Femina, Women's Era, etc. Magazines are not as widely read as newspapers from the point of view of circulation. Since magazines are generally read over a period of time, they have a longer life than newspapers. Therefore, advertisers use magazines as media according to their target audience. For example, drugs, surgical and medical instruments and so on are generally advertised in medical journals. Manufacturers of office equipment, computers, etc. advertise their products in business magazines and trade journals. A pamphlet is an unbound booklet consisting of 5 to 48 pages, often stapled at the crease. Flyers or pamphlets are a very effective and relatively cheap marketing method. The first step is to determine your target market and then to specifically distribute your pamphlet amongst them. A brochure or flyer is a leaflet advertisement, generally succinct in composition and eye-catching in design. It is a popular medium for advertising new events, hotels, restaurants, launching products and services, or providing directions and maps. Brochures are often made from multiple folded sheets of high quality with writing on each of the panels. Brochures and pamphlets have a certain advantage as an advertising and promotional material, which is why a large number of companies develop them. These advantages are: you have total control over what is said and how it is said. You control where your brochure or pamphlet is placed as well as who gets it. Brochures and pamphlets are flexible as you can choose the type of printing, paper and the size to fit your budget and marketing needs. However, there are certain disadvantages also. 1. Distribution of brochures and pamphlets to a small target audience is economical, but the cost would be prohibitive when used to target a mass audience. Other types of advertising and promotional material and media may be more economical for reaching a large audience. Number 2, if there is a change in information related to your business, the brochure or pamphlet will become outdated, resulting in wastage of money. It reaches a large audience, and the great number of specialized publications enable businesses to focus on a target audience with a specific set of characteristics. The advertisements can be read, reread and retained. It has the luxury of detailed representation, interpretation and analysis. Relatively cheaper medium of advertising as compared to the electronic media. Advantages: different types of print media, as in newspaper and magazines, have a loyal readership. This can be very useful for advertisers as compared to advertising on any other media. If you are targeting a particular geographical area, you can do so with ease through the print media. For example, a local newspaper would be the best medium to advertise about a new shopping complex in that area. You can choose the size of the advertisement space. This will help you to plan the budget of the expenses to be incurred while advertising. Certain forms of print media have a very loyal fan following in terms of readers. This would guarantee added readership. Magazines and newspapers are always in circulation amongst the public. Magazines are read for a period of a month, which brings more attention to an advertisement. You can even advertise through brochures or leaflets, depending upon your target audience. If the information is in detail, brochure proves to be an apt option. A leaflet in that case would be useful for a brief message. Disadvantages. The cost incurred can sometimes be expensive considering the medium you choose. The shelf life of any particular print medium is limited. Newspapers, for example, are amongst the public eye only for a day. This medium may not always give you a wide reach. Internet, on the other hand, can target a global audience. There is a limitation in terms of the kind of people who may actually be accessible every time to your target group, which means your message could be missed. Internet, on the other hand, can be accessed from anywhere and anytime. You may have to plan months in advance to advertise in print media. It does not offer you flexibility when you are faced with a tight deadline. Advertisements may get lost in all the clutter of editorial and ads by competitors. Electronic media broadly comprises of the radio, television, and the internet. Let us now describe each of these. Broadcasting as a medium of advertising has become increasingly popular in India due to the availability of radio sets at prices which people of low income can also afford. In India, radio sets are owned by a large number of people. Thus, advertisement appeal can reach the general public in different parts of the country very conveniently through radio broadcasts. As a mass medium, radio broadcasting is well suited for various consumer goods having a mass appeal such as movies, electric fans, refrigerators, and so on. The advantage of radio advertising is that being an audio medium, it does not require education to receive the message. The listeners need not be literate. Besides, the message which is orally communicated may be more impressive than the message in print. The limitations of radio advertising are: 1. It is more expensive than press advertising. 2. The life of the advertisement is very short. 3. It is difficult to remember the message in detail. The importance of television as a medium of mass communication has significantly increased in India over the last 20 years. But its importance as a medium of advertising has grown with the use of satellite transmission and establishment of more relay stations to cover remote parts of the country. Individuals who cannot afford to buy TV sets are able to watch TV programs in community centers and public places. Use of television for advertising is increasing in recent times due to its extensive coverage and the impact of visual communication on the viewers. Its combination of sound, vision, and movement permits the use of advertisement to demonstrate the product and its advantages. For this reason, this medium is more effective than the press and the radio. The major limitation of this medium is the heavy cost of advertising, particularly for advertisement before or after popular programs, known as prime time. Another limitation is that the duration of a commercial advertisement is only for a few seconds. Also, viewers often find it difficult to assimilate a large number of advertisements within a short span of time. The fastest growing media outlet for advertising is the internet. Compared to spending in other media, the rate of spending for internet advertising is experiencing tremendous growth. Two key reasons for this shift rest with the internet's ability to 1. Narrowly target an advertising message, and 2. Track user response to the advertiser's message. The internet offers many advertising options with messages delivered through websites or by email. The electronic media, such as the radio and television, provides for the effective use of the sight and hearing senses. While radio stimulates the imagination and is a portable and low-cost medium, television has visual and sound capabilities. The audiovisual character of television makes it a magic medium, allowing us to watch the world from our homes. Immediacy and timeliness are important characteristics of the electronic media. Hence, there is no delay in their reception. With an enormous dissemination capacity, the electronic media has a pivotal role to play in information transfer, education, culture, health, politics, and so on. With the advance in technology, it has become very easy and economical to cover vast geographical areas through the electronic media. Advantages of the electronic media: large information storage capacity in small size and reusability. Outreach is more and audiences are heterogeneous. Messages can be communicated within no time. Unanimous decision can be concluded on a particular public agenda within minutes by conducting polls on radio, television, and the internet in various cities. Teleconferencing and online chatting have made it the most interactive mode of communication. Display of advertising on electronic media has become a profitable deed of shooting sale as well as purchase of goods. Window shopping on net has uplifted the status of our society by lavishing it with view of luxurious and comfortable goods. Disadvantages of the electronic media: television lacks the ability to deliver an advertisement to highly targeted customers compared to other media outlets. It lacks effective response tracking, which has led many marketers to investigate other media that offer stronger tracking options. Radio presents the additional disadvantage of limiting advertisers to audio-only advertising. For some products, advertising without visual support is not effective. Cost of advertising in electronic media like television is quite high as compared to the print media. Outdoor media of advertising refers to the media used to reach people when they are out of doors or traveling rather than sitting at home or in the office. Since it is out-of-home media advertising, it is called OOH media. Pamphlets, posters, hoardings, that is billboards, neon signs and electric displays come under this category of media. Pamphlets, printed handbills, are quite often used as a medium of advertising for sales promotion in a local area. Pamphlets are distributed among passerby at street crossings, railway stations or bus terminals, roadside marketplaces, etc. Posters are generally fixed on walls, roadside pillars, lampposts, and so on. Posters are also fixed inside public transport vehicles like the metro, buses and railway coaches. In these cases, space is provided on payment. Neon signs and electric displays are usually installed on rooftops or at busy street crossings so as to draw the attention of people. These are visible only in the night. Hoardings or billboards refer to large boards carrying the message, sometimes with life-size pictures, and installed at public places. Hoardings are specially designed to draw the attention of the public. Outdoor media like pamphlets, posters, neon signs, electric displays and hoardings have different degrees of attention value. Pamphlets have temporary impact on the people who receive them when they are passing by and often have other matters in their mind. Posters have the disadvantage that only those who look at them may notice their existence. Hoardings have the maximum attention value due to the large size and installation at prominent locations. The cost of hoardings is quite high due to the heavy initial expenditure required for its preparation and installation. The rent to be paid for locating it at a public place is also reasonably high. Neon signs and electric displays involve fairly high initial costs for preparation and installation. It also involves considerable recurring expenditure for use of neon gas or electrical energy, besides rent to be paid for location at public places. Posters fixed on walls or pillars may be initially less expensive. Posters fixed on the space provided in public transport like buses and railway coaches involve payment of periodic charges. However, all outdoor media are by and large less expensive than radio and television advertising. Advantages of outdoor media: high reach, frequency of high exposure, low cost per thousand, often last stimulus before the purchase decision, good impact due to the design, exposure 24/7. It is a presence that cannot be avoided, can be used with good results to get a straight answer, can be used to send messages to people in a particular geographical area. Disadvantages of outdoor media: low level of attention given to the public, very low exposure time, limited possibilities of audience segmentation, that is generally limited to geographic features, problems with the availability of outdoor advertising spaces, limits in terms of message design. It must meet several conditions. To be short, can be remote received by people who are generally in motion. Due to the nature of the environment, a marketer may be placed in a position to negotiate with several companies to devise a single campaign. Sending personalized letters by post to the prospective customers is a method of advertising which often pays. These communications are mostly in the form of circulars and sometimes accompanied by catalogs or price lists. The idea behind mailing circular letters is to approach the customers directly with the advertising message and to arouse his interest in the product or service with detailed explanation in a convincing manner. A mailing list is thus prepared and the letter is carefully drafted with personalized wordings. The message having a personal touch is expected to be more effective. Direct mail cannot be a suitable medium for advertising products meant for public use on a mass scale. It is best suited for products where the people to be contacted can be easily identified. For example, a company manufacturing or distributing pharmaceutical products, in other words medicines, may easily identify the doctors or chemists for direct communication of information relating to the products. But for promoting the sale of, say, toilet soap or wristwatches or pen, direct mail is not a suitable means of advertising. It would be expensive and time-consuming to undertake direct mailing of circular letters to innumerable consumers of such products who are widely scattered. Booklets, pamphlets, catalogues, and so on sent by post to prospective customers also come under direct mail. These are also suitable only in the case of a selective group of customers. Direct mail can be a very cost-effective method of advertising, especially if mailings contain printed material. This is due to cost advantages obtained by printing in high volume. While direct mail can be seen as offering the benefit of a low cost per contact, the actual cost per impression can be quite high, as large numbers of customers may discard the mailing before reading. This has led many to refer to direct mail as junk mail, and due to the name, some marketers view the approach as ineffective. However, direct mail, when well targeted, can be an extremely effective promotional tool. Advantages of direct mail. Physical reminder. The first advantage of direct mail is that the advertisement physically reaches your hands. If it piques your interest, you can keep it and take action when you want. Target audience. Direct mailers can be targeted to very specific audiences. Customization. Advances in digital printing now enable you to customize your message in addition to targeting your audience. Disadvantages of direct mail. Time it takes to reach your audience. The postal service is not referred to these days as snail mail without reason. It takes longer to reach your intended audience than by using the internet or broadcast advertising. Maintaining lists. Although mailing lists are flexible and can be targeted to the right audiences, maintaining them can be a headache and a hassle. Cost. The cost of direct mailers is also a disadvantage. There is not only the cost of postage, but the cost of printing and mail handling as well. Let us now quickly summarize what we have learned today. We discussed the importance of advertising, which is a method of mass promotion, wherein a single message can reach a large number of people. The method or means adopted to communicate the message of an advertisement is known as the medium of advertising. Then we learned about the different types of media, namely the print media, the electronic media, outdoor media, and the characteristic features of each of these and their suitability for different purposes. Print medium comprises of newspapers and magazines, pamphlets, posters, and brochures. Electronic media broadly comprises of the radio, television, and the internet. Immediacy and timeliness are important characteristics of electronic media. Outdoor media of advertising refer to the media used to reach people when they are out of doors or traveling rather than when they are at home or in the office. Pamphlets, posters, hoardings, that is billboards, neon signs, and electric displays come under this category of media. Direct mailing is contacting carefully targeted prospects with custom tailored offers or promotional material, such as brochures, circulars, or letters, or even newsletters, on one-to-one basis via ordinary mail or email. That is all for today. Hope you have understood the various topics discussed today. That is, different types of media, their characteristics, and their advantages and disadvantages. We'll see you again with another topic of advertising media choices. Till then, take care and bye-bye.